Hello everyone, I'm Duke James. This is Vietnam 3.0. It is 1716. The war-ups from Ming is no longer coming to us, so we are negative income. I did build up a bunch of troops. I think I had 90,000 and built about 30,000 troops here for the coming war against Ming, because I'm going to leave 20,000 troops in the Philippines and 20,000 troops in Kalimantan to deal with rebels, which should be rising up soon. And then, actually, it only looks like the Filipino separatists are the closest to rising up. I might actually bring these guys over. I'll walk them up there. If I need them to come over here when I fight Ming, then I'll try and get them over here. Should be able to land them over here at least, because Ming generally keeps their ships together for the most part. Corruption is decreasing. State corruption is about 31, decreasing about 0.51 per month, per year actually. Provincial corruption down to a low value of 26%, which is very far from the 70 to 80% that we had not that long ago, so that's definitely come a long way. Autonomy is actually 1.058, which I think is pretty low, especially considering we just conquered all these territories over here, so that'd be very close to 1 if we didn't conquer those provinces, so I think that's pretty good. We have some red provinces still, so getting rid of those will decrease that even further. Probably not by much, though. Because that base, I assume, is 1, so to get that down to 1 would take a lot more investment than is probably worthwhile, because that's pretty low already. Make about 3,600 ducats. Property cost is 1,268 ducats because I'm investing a lot of money into property, so hopefully that translates into population growth and population migration. There's a lot of building going on. Pretty much, I think I did amenities rank 1 and irrigation rank 1 in every province. It's been a little bit of time since I last recorded, so trying to go through a little recap. Just briefly look at the census. I think this is what it was before, 109,000 outward movement because of people going to these cities. I think this is about the same as it was before, about 40,000 resident growth, which is nice. Hopefully we can hit those goals, those population goals. 30 million rural pops and 10 million urban pops. The 10 million urban pops is probably a little ambitious. So I'll see if I can we can hit that goal. Gotta set your goals high. Shoot for the moon or whatever. You'll land in the stars. Ming actually attacked Castile for some reason, doing an imperialist war. But I highly doubt Ming is going to land troops in Toledo, so Castile will probably win this one. Looks like Ming's actually lost a battle too, probably a naval battle. Which is actually pretty good for me, should free up my navies hopefully. If Ming doesn't control the seas, which I would think they would, because they have a ton of ships. Let's see, what CBs do I have against them? Imperialism. Should be able to get a trade CB. I'm gonna try to loot them, try to grab their territories. They have 357,000 troops. Force limit is 530. Since they are at war, that's not going to increase anymore. Not sure why they're not building more troops. But I have 120,000 troops in the mainland, and they have 357, so I think that should be good. Their discipline is 94%, so a full 9% worse than us. Their morale is 2 units worse. Professionalism is pretty bad. Their tradition is pretty good. For sure, I've been giving them good tradition. If you lose battles, you get to get good tradition for some reason. Ming actually only has, they only have 44,000 troops. Or not 44,000 troops, 44,000 ducats. That's probably why they're not building more troops, I imagine. Okay, I'm gonna need ships to actually get that. Get to those troops. Okay, so now I'm ready. Took care of that rebellion. I noticed Ming has troops all over Indochina. 80,000 troops over there, 68,000 troops over there, going to take that province, so we might move those troops over here, so I might have to move some troops down there, hopefully. It's not a bad situation where I split my forces up and lose up here and lose down in the south. I'll just do a trade war for now. Go ahead and I'll leave 60,000 troops over here and send 60,000 troops to try to take some of their territory. If they have so many troops over here, yep, they just sent those troops down south. Yeah, that's actually pretty bad. I rolled a 4-2-6-0. Let's roll a good general. Between 7 and 18 pips. Hopefully it's the 18 pips. 2-3-3... 2-4-4-3. Actually not a bad siege general. Not a great fighting general. Throw that guy over there. He can fight rebels. Alright, I'll send this 60k stack down south. This guy can just come over here. They're just gonna run, apparently. Ruler died, okay. We have a 4-2-4, who is fertile. Go ahead and align with the bureaucrats. Get rid of those guys. Alrighty, 6-2-6-3. I'll take it. Because I have to take it. This is floodplains. I'll just send 60k against 63k. Actually, they're probably going to reinforce before I defeat them. This is why I don't like them spreading their troops out. These guys actually appear to not be sieging down there, but then there's all these guys over here. I'd rather fight over here. Now they're walking away. Force limit is... or combat width is 29. That's all the cannon. Actually, wait, this is... Negative 50%, so that's about 15. Actually, that's perfect cannon size. Should be enough to fill up the back row. Give him the 4-5. Actually, morale is actually pretty good. Alright, we took out 26,000 troops. We lost 3,500 troops. I can win battles. These battles are pretty easy to win. It's the sieging Ming down that's really hard to do. And that, I feel like that's a problem of going tall, because I don't have the amount of troops to hold off Ming's horde while also sieging down provinces. But that was a handicap of the campaign that I put in place, so that's just something I have to deal with. I'm okay putting handicaps in place. Makes things more interesting. Why are you guys running? There's like 200,000 of you. Alright, I'm actually, these 20,000 troops in the Philippines would probably be perfect to protect this area down here, so I'll send those guys over. Because they have enough troops just to siege down some of these provinces, but not enough to really take out those 19,000 troops. Where are you going? You going here? Alright, I'll do the same thing, fight this stack. Give him the 4-5. Reinforce with these stacks. Okay, they actually sent 38,000 troops. Where did these troops come from? Let's have those troops retreat. Alright, we killed 88,000, lost 10,000 ourselves. That stack down there is really annoying. Take off these stacks. Not a whole lot of dead stacks, actually. It's pretty good. Hardly any dead cav. Don't want to lose any provinces down here, so where's that guy that's great at running? Send that guy down south. He can scare these troops off, send them back up north. They're still fighting Spain, or Castile. They didn't form Spain yet. If I lose this province, that's alright. Hey, Utatha didn't send us 648 men, so they sent us 14 gold instead. Alright. Actually, force march these guys over here. Get those guys out. What a weird army composition here. 36,000 cav. 3,000 infantry, 16,000 cannon. They lost all of their infantry, more than half their cav. Pro strats from Ming. Not working. Ming, you are not a, I know I called you a horde earlier, but you're not actually a horde. They sent 112,000 men down south. Ming, you are annoying. Ming, can't you just, send all of your troops into one province so I can just take you out? They have no cannon up there. So many troops on their side. Did they build a bunch of troops? Yeah, when they fight Castile, they're like, 350,000 troops is perfectly fine, but when they fight me, they're like, we gotta build. We gotta build up to 552,000. I was hoping that they wouldn't build any additional troops, but I was figuring they would. Alright. Add stacks. $72,000 men over there. They've got a lot of men up here. What are they willing to give me? War reps. They won't transfer trade power, but they'll have Bengal or Bongal transfer trade power. Yeah, so the problem with this is they had military access in this area and a lot of troops. So I'm basically fighting a two-front war down here and up here. And I don't have the troops to do that. And I definitely don't have the troops to actually invade them in this kind of scenario without losing provinces down here. If I didn't care about losing provinces down here, then I would just send all my troops up here and then invade their territory. But I'm trying not to lose my provinces. Because me looting them, I've seen a lot of people die. When provinces get looted, a lot of people die, so I definitely don't want to lose these two provinces down here, which are pretty good provinces, 70 and 76 development. This one actually isn't that bad at 47 itself. And then of course there's this province with 123 development. I'll probably just take this, war reps and ducats. They lost 207,000, we lost 30,000. Alright, get out of my territory. There's that rebellion down there. Alright, corruption still decreasing. Pretty good. Stability is increasing. State reach is increasing. We have 22% of the farmland, 14% of the mines, 6% forestry, 1.29% fisheries, 26% of the industrial property, 27% of academic. I think when my stability recovers a little bit, then I will take property. See, the burghers only have 11% of the industrial property. The burghers have 5% farmlands, 5% mines, 5% forestry, a little bit of fisheries, 11.5% industrial property, 5% academic, 70% commercial. I'm not taking commerce. I'm just going to leave them with that. Plan shouldn't have anything. The clergy have 11% of the farmland, 7% of the mines, 6%, close to 7% of forestries, and 6% of fisheries, 41% of academic property, 8% industrial, no commerce. And the nobles have close to 20% farmland, 23% mines, 37% forests. Most of those are unprofitable. 13% of the fisheries. 11% industrial. 2% commerce. So there's nothing really out of those that are screaming to me to take them. Except maybe academic from the clergy, because they own 40%. I could take forestries from the nobility and then give those to the peasants. I think that'll be my next move. Once my stability recovers a little bit, I'll do that. There's some stuff to take from the nobility, actually. Farmlands, mines, and forestry. But I can only take one thing at a time. And the mines would be... I would keep the mines myself. Forestry and farmland would go to the peasants. So... I think the peasants and the residents actually own a significant portion of our country's infrastructure. Or industry. Fortunately, there's no way to actually find that out directly, because they are not represented as an estate. I feel like just for knowledge purposes, they should probably be an estate, or at least have a button to see that stuff. My assumption is they own probably between 70 to 80% of the fisheries and a good chunk of forests. So I think me and the clergy own between 10 to 12%. Nobility owns about 40%, so they probably own half of the forests in the country. And a good portion of the farmland as well. Probably half of the farmland. Probably half of the industry as well. The only thing you can do, as far as I know, you can find out the total size by... Actually, why don't I do that? That's a good thing to do. You can do... Yeah, commoner interaction. Expropriate property. So if I wanted to see farmland... The peasants own about 8,000 units of farmland, which doesn't tell me much, because I don't know what the total farmland size in the country is. But I can find out that they own 8,000 units of it. I guess technically I could go back to that, do land reform, 50% of farmland in every province from the state. So we own probably like, what, 4,100? And that's 22.89% of the farmland in the country, so... So if 4,000 is 22%, then should be 20,000-ish total. Around there, so they own 8,000 then? Which is a little bit less than half, so like, what, 45%? It's not exactly a scientific accurate number, but between 45 to 50% I would say the peasants own in terms of farmland. I'd say that's actually pretty good. That's double what the nobility own. Speaking of the nobility, their power is actually decreasing by about 0.5% per year. That's pretty good. They're 46%, burghers 34%, clans 2%, clergy 8%, so the estates are actually pretty weak. The bureaucrats are at 89%, so they're pretty strong. Things are going pretty good. I would say, what is this stuff? Demoted greater nobility, expansion of serfdom. Let's do that. I have to give stuff another round of supports to these guys before I do stuff. Also a little bit of stability as well. Then I'll be able to take stuff from them, from these guys, and weaken them further. Then I'll close this out with a quick census, see if anything's changed in terms of population. Natural change actually decreased by about 8,000. But it's still above 100,000. Close to 20 million. Resident size seems about the same. Tenant wealth is actually pretty good, 0.8 ducats. Income. Close to their spending. Life and comfort are above 1. Residents are positive. All their stuff is close to being above 1, so they're in a pretty good spot. Industry food is back to positive now by about 500 roughly. Salt is not going to get positive. Fiber, as our cities increase, that's just going to get worse. But I'm trying to improve the farmlands, so especially with the level 1 irrigation being built all over the country, hopefully that helps a little bit. Fuel is about dead even. Raw materials, huge deficit, but that's probably because we're building stuff. Exotic goods, not much we can do there. Consumer goods is good by a lot. Military is good. Naval's good by a lot. Industry is good. Luxury is good. Those are all good. Knowledge is good. Yeah, so I feel like we're a production powerhouse at this point, and the peasants are wealthy. They have a lot of freedom. The estates are being weakened. We've given them a lot of property. Oh, pretty good, I'd say. So with that, I'm going to end this part here and pick up in the next part. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.